Hello and welcome to this new video in which we are going to see few projects that were made by engineers and geeks. Now, let's start with the first project, which is basically a 3D printed hand that can be controlled using Arduino, servo motors, and a muscles sensor. As you can see, this is the muscles sensor, and once you, let's say, squeeze your hand, it will give a signal, as you can see, to the 3D printed hand to make it, let's say, squeeze the bottle of water. Now, as you can see, once he squeezes his hand, a signal will be sent. Now, once he squeezes it again, he will release the bottle of water, and it's basically like an on-off signal. So nothing fancy here. This second project is basically a wire bending machine. It's a 2D wire bending machine. Now in this project, as you can see, you will choose or select the shape, and these 3D printed parts will make sure that using a stepper motor, they will do the 2D shape that you can use. While in this project, as you can see, a pen is used to draw things, and this is one of the simplest projects. It's using G code on computer and few stepper motors and a servo motor to control the pen. And as you can see on this image, we have another project which is an ultrasonic sensor using Arduino and a TFT display. This project is basically another stepper motor based let's say drawing project that uses a pen to draw numbers. And in this project, as you can see, we are using a swing. This is very similar to the machine that people use to start, let's say, making shapes using this. Now you can, instead of doing coils, you can use copper wires to do coils for your transformer. And as you can see, it's doing this very fast, and all of these parts are 3D printed parts, and it's a very nice project. Now in this cool project, you can see it's basically a color, let's say, color sorting machine. Now it will sort these parts depending on their color, and as you can see, the yellow is going on one of the locations, and each of these colors, there is a color sensor connected to Arduino, and this color sensor fires, as you can see, light on the piece to identify the color and choose the location where to put each of these pieces. And it's another cool project. Now this project is another drawing project that uses stepper motors and a servo motor. Now here it's using two stepper motors to create shapes. You can use it to make let's say drawings and sell them to people, and as you can see, it creates a very nice shape. Now in this project, you can see this copper wire, and basically this project will most likely rotate this copper wire on a core, and you can choose the number of rotation or turns, as you can see. Now here we have 1500 rotations, and instead of rotating it manually, you can easily rotate it using this project. And again, it's using DC motor and TFT display, Arduino, and 3D printed parts. Now here we have another project that takes three different colored wires, and it basically combines them using a specific methodology. This piece of wood is CNC cutted, and here you can see there is a large stepper motor that is being driven by the driver right there and Arduino board. This is one of the most famous projects. It's basically an auto-stabilizing machine, and this machine is auto-stabilizing based on a gyroscope sensor, which is connected to Arduino and to these two motors that are running the wheels, and it keeps balancing itself depending on the mode that you are using. And as you can see, there's a mobile app created to control it and to move it around, which makes this project even more let's say, interesting. And as you can see, you can easily control it. Now, the main idea of using two wheels is good. Now, this is a small factory project. It's usually used to uh, teach people PLC. And as you can see, it's using PLC, not Arduino or any microcontroller. Now, it uses vacuum to suck the boxes and move them from one conveyor to the other. And a sensor will detect that the box arrived to the second conveyor, and then it will turn on the conveyor motor, and another sensor will detect that there is another box, and it will keep moving boxes. Now the second process is basically stamping. It's like when you are stamping a date, an expiration date. Now this project uses, as you can see, suction using a compressor, and it uses also a PLC with sensors and conveyors, which is basically motors. And I guess that this PLC is Siemens PLC. Now all of these parts in this small factory project are 3D printed, and it's a very nice project. Now another cool project, which is a device that moves things. It's the one that is used in Amazon stores, and Amazon big stores. So what it does is that it moves around, and once it arrives under a specific item, it let's say start holding this item using, as you can see, there is a cylinder underneath the table, and it moves it to another location. Now you can see the white papers on the ground. These are tags. So these tags are used to let's say specify the location. This is a drone. Now drones are very famous products these days, and this drone is made using 4 brushless motors, an Arduino, a lithium battery, and then you should be good to go. Now another cool project is this project. As you can see, it uses computer control to move around, and as you can see, it's pouring some cream on a biscuit, so you can use it in any type of industry. Now this project is basically a ball that moves using a controller, like the Xbox controller. You can move it around, and it's using a microcontroller and a gyroscope sensor to auto balance itself. Basically this is like a proof of concept, so it's not something that you would do normally, but as you can see, they are using it to play around. This is another cool project that uses 3 wheels, and it's controlled using a Sony let's say PlayStation controller, and it uses 4 or 3 DC motors to move these wheels. And these DC motors are high powered, so they need a very large battery to work for a long period of time. It also has a camera that can be used to see things around. Now this helmet is like the Iron Man helmet. It has a motor that opens and closes the helmet, and it has 2 lights that can be turned on and off. Now you can turn them on and off using a voice controlled, and they move around. As you can see, it doesn't look that cool actually. Now for this project, as you can see, it's like a servo motor, the black one back here, which basically moves the pen, and it draws things using dots. Now on this another project, as you can see, it is in the food industry, so it will add different mixes to create a final product depending on the computer shape that you have chosen. Now it has 3 valves that will open and close depending on what is the end result that you are looking for. Now for this project, as you can see, when there is light, it will automatically release a shield that will protect your face and your eyes from sunlight, especially when you are driving. And this is just a concept for cars. It's not functional, to be honest, because you'll have to add a lot of movable parts just to hide sun, and you can easily use the sun blocker in your car instead. Now for this project, as you can see, We are using a cub, and this cub is being scanned to create a 3D model using a 3D scanner. That's it. These are the projects that we have covered so far. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions about any of these projects, please ask in the comments. We cannot provide the project files, but our team is ready to help you make one of these projects. Contact us using the contact details in the description, and for us, you can find us on Google and YouTube, Educational Engineering Team.